All right, guys, I got my first load here in Goshen, Indiana, and I'm getting ready to take off. Got everything hooked up, and I just wanted to show you guys. I'm headed to Idaho, and I'll catch up with you down the road, but I'll show you what's going on here. There's my new beautiful truck. Got it all hooked up with the weight distribution bars and all that stuff. Got to have that mud flap. That's what I was waiting for yesterday. They installed that yesterday. I'm taking this Coachman. So I had to look it all over and take a bunch of pictures, but everything looked good. All the lights work. So this is the yard where a bunch of the campers are and RVs and stuff. So anyway, I'm pretty excited to get moving down the road. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. Have I told you lately how much I hate Chicago? I can't stand it. So much traffic. A bunch of jerks on the road. I think it's gonna be a hit. Man, I can't stand going through Chicago. But I'll tell you one thing though, it's better going through Chicago in a pickup, pulling a camper, than it is in a semi-truck. I can get in and out and weave down the road, and of course, you know, safely. Anyway, you know, I hooked up this morning. I took my time, you know, I wanted to make sure everything was right. So I got to the yard where my trailer was. They give you like a gate code, and I typed in the gate code. There's this little kiosk room. There's a computer, and you put in your driver number that they give you, and it prints off like your bill of lading and all the rest of the information you need. It tells you where the trailer's at in the yard. Like mine was in row 6, and then you kind of look for it, and then match up the VIN number and make sure it's the right trailer. And then what I did was I pulled out everything I would need, like my stabilizer bars and my battery, because you got to hook up a battery for the jack and for the breakaway cable. So that's one thing you have to get, is like a marine battery with the marine terminals on it, so you can, you know, put the little wing net on there. So I hooked all that up, strapped that down, and then walked around the trailer, took a bunch of pictures. You scan them in. Just make sure there's no like scratches or dents or dings, or, you know, you gotta make sure you look at all that stuff very thoroughly, because they will charge you, the customer will charge you, and you gotta pay like a $1,500 deposit with them that they take out of your settlements or whatever, unless you just give them a check, which, you know, what I did. So that money will come out of that. So if you don't, you know, mark it all down. And then you do the same thing when you get to the customer. You take pictures and make sure nothing happened while you were on the road. And you test the lug nuts. You know, you get a torque bar. They torque them at like 100 pounds. So you want to test them before you take off, because, you know, they just came from the manufacturer, so they could be loose. So checked all that stuff. Mine were pretty good. Backed up, got everything hooked up, checked, double checked, you know, that kind of stuff. And you know, it's a little different your first time, because you don't know how it all goes. So that's why I was kind of taking my time to make sure everything was done right, which you should do anyway. And then you make a phone call to the control and let them know you're gating out, and they ask you if you need an advance. They'll give you an advance for half of the load, up to $1,000. So that way you can buy fuel or whatever. You know, they put it on an EFS card, and I didn't take the advance, and I was out the gate, and away I went. And now I'm going through Chicago on my way to Idaho. So I should be there probably Saturday night, maybe Sunday morning. Should only take about 3 days, so it's about 1,800 miles. So figure 600-700 miles a day, 3 days. And yeah, it's a good first trip. Because then I get to go down and see my son for a day. He's about 100 miles south of where I deliver this at, so I want to go visit him, which was cool because I chose this load going there. So, and I don't know, I'm having a good time so far. I do like being in the pickup. We'll see how tonight goes when I'm sleeping in the truck. I'm gonna miss the room in the semi for sure. I did pack a cooler in the back of the truck with lunch meat, and I got bread, and I did bring a little grill, so I got some hamburgers and some hot dogs and some drinks and stuff like that, so I don't have to spend a bunch of money out here at the truck stops and stuff like that. It's all about money, so the cheaper you can get it done, the more money's in your pocket, right? Also, I did, like I said, I did get that auxiliary tank put in, and it's a 90-gallon, which I'm really glad I got that. But just to test it out, I went ahead and filled it just halfway. And so when I get down on fuel here, I'll transfer some fuel from that and just see if it all works right and all that stuff. And then next time I see some cheap fuel, I'll go ahead and fill it all the way full. Probably when I get back towards home, because in Tennessee fuel was like $2 a gallon. I think I saw one for like $1.85 for diesel, so that's really good, because I just paid like $2.45 to fill it halfway plus my truck. So it'll be nice once I make my loop and then able to fill up with cheap fuel. Anyway, it's about 11 o'clock Eastern time, and I'm just cruising through Chicago here, and ready to get on the freeway and just hammer down and put the cruise on, and so I'll probably catch up with you guys tonight when I get done and see how the day went. All right. Well, y'all, day one is in the books. I just got done. It's about 8:30 at night, and I'm a little tired. I didn't get very as far as I thought I would today. Just over 500 miles, which, I mean, it's okay, but going through all that Chicago and all the construction and stuff like that. But it was a good day. I mean, it was nice out. It was 80 degrees or so, and now for the first night in the truck, sleeping in the truck. I'm not going to idle the truck all night, so I hope it cools down, because I can't sleep in the heat. I do have my little turbo fan here, which blows really hard, so I'd be able to crack a window and just blow this sucker on my face. That might be all right. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, yeah, it was a good day. Nothing really to speak of. I stopped about 200 miles after I started and checked all the lugs on the trailer, and just did a quick walk around to make sure everything was still buttoned up tight and still doing good. So I mean, I always like to stop and check, especially when I'm doing something new, and I'll be pulling new trailers all the time, so probably be a lot of stopping and just checking things out real quick. Anyway, so I'm just outside of where am I? St. Paul, Minnesota. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get a little further down the road. I did try out my auxiliary tank. I got down to where it said I needed fuel, pulled into a rest area, and I turned the dial so it would start filling up my tank. Man, it takes a long time, so I think next time I'll get down to like just over a quarter tank, and then switch it over, and then start driving down the road, and that way it gives it time to fill up slowly. But the guy said it would take a while since, you know, there's no pump, it's just a gravity feed. But it works, so there's no leaks or anything. So I'm glad to have an extra 90 gallons. Anyway, I'm gonna get the grill out, probably cook up a burger and have some yogurt and, I don't know, kick back, watch a movie, go to bed. So today went well. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.